Okay, here we're going to talk about mathematical expressions. Take a quick look at them. They basically follow all your basic algebra rules. So we're just going to recap them, make sure everybody sees what's going on. I have 5 equations here with a mixture of addition, multiplication, subtraction, and even some modulus in here, which is the percent sign. When this program runs, this is the output you should be getting. Alright, the first equation is 5 plus 2 times 4. Right? Now if you just read it and do the work straight from left to right, you're going to do 5 plus the 2, which is 7, times the 4. That doesn't give you the 13. Okay. The order of operations is going to do the multiplication first, then add the 5. So you're going to have the 2 times the 4 plus the 5, which gives you the 13. Similar thing here. This time we'll go left to right only because the division goes before the subtraction. So it will divide 10 by 2 and then subtract 3 from it. So you have the 5 minus the 3, which gives you the 2. In this third equation, multiplication's in the middle. It's going to ignore the addition. It's going to do the 12 times 2, which is the 24. It's going to add 8 to it, which gives you the 32, minus the 4, which gives you the 28. And then in the fourth equation, it's going to do the modulus first. The modulus simply gives you the remainder of the division. So 17 divided by 2, right? And then you're going to add the 4 to it, and then you subtract the 1, and that will give you the 4. And a similar thing going on in here. Does the multiplication first, then does from left to right. So it'll do the subtraction, right? So it does the 3 times the 2, which gives you the 6. 6 minus 6 is 0. Right? The 0 plus 7 is 7, and 7 minus the 1 is the 6. Okay, so we can also put in parentheses, which will give us very different results. This will force the addition to be first this time. Okay, and we can do the same thing with the subtraction. We can force the subtraction to be first, then do the division. Right? When you add parentheses, it always works from the innermost parentheses outward. Alright, I want to run this real quick just to show you that those two changed in terms of their output. Here's the original, and here's the new. Alright, you can see now we're up to 28 and a minus 10. We got the 28 because we did the 5 plus 2, right, which is 7 times the 4, which gives you the 28. Then we told it to do this subtraction first, which gives you the minus 1, so a 10 divided by minus 1 is a minus 10. So you see the parentheses do play a role in here. Alright, let's put these back to where they were. Alright, so again, like I said, working from the innermost parentheses. So if I was to do this, put them around this, and then do this around the entire thing. Right. I haven't changed anything for what it would have given us as a result anyway, right, because it's going to do the multiplication first anyway. Right. That clearly shows you what order things are going to be done in. Alright, there's the original, and there's the new. Nothing has changed. Okay, so it always does this first. Even if this was an addition in here, it's going to do it first. Right, so I could move the parentheses around again. Don't put the innermost on those two. I can put the innermost on these if I want. Right. Then it will do the addition first, then multiply it by 4. I can come out down to here and I can start telling it right. I can tell it to go ahead again down here and do this addition first, then let it do the modulus and the subtraction. Okay, or I can even do this. Any combinations of these things. Okay, the key is that it always does what's in the parentheses first, then does the next operator. And like in this equation, once we've done the multiplication, it's going to go from left to right. So it does this subtraction first, then the addition, then the subtraction. Alright, so things to remember: division and multiplication go first, then modulus, then the the addition and subtraction. And it always goes from left to right when there's multiple at the same level. Right? So if we had an equation that was all multiplications, it always start at the left and keep working to the right to complete all the multiplications. Okay. One thing I'm going to show you that could cause a problem that you're not going to expect, right? May not realize. So this equation here, number 2, gives us a 2 right now, right? Because it gives the 10 divided by the 2, which is 5, minus the 3, right? Gives you the 2. Alright, I'm going to change this to a 9. Alright, and we expect to get now some fraction part here going on. Right, seeing a decimal value. So once I run this, because 2 doesn't go into 9 evenly, get our result here. Alright, and you see the result is a 1. Alright, so we don't get the decimal place. So you might be saying, okay, because it's just assigning it to an integer, it's going to lose the decimal place. Alright, let's change that. We'll call it denum. Alright, for our decimal, we'll change this guy so it assigns it to the denum. Oops. And we'll change this guy to the denum. Alright, so now we got a decimal going on. Let's compare what the results are. Alright, and there's our the one we want to look at. Nope, not that one. That's the original one. There we go. There's the one we got the 1. And you can see in the new output, again, we got a 1. Right, still losing the decimal place. And that's because this are two integer values being divided. So it's going to give you an integer result only. Right? It's what we. It's a special case with the division. Right? In the next video, when we talk about casting, then we'll show you how to correct that problem so you get the decimal portion.